Yeah, underground. See, this is where it's different than Schneider's campaign, where it's really different. Schneider, he doesn't go into these, like, sewers. Oh, God, can I let go? Oh, no, what are you doing? Oh, my God. Yeah, and sweet justice when people get reevaluated and lose their benefit. Like, there's a guy I used to work with, like, it's insane, man. Like, this guy I used to work with back in, like, my early best, I'm talking, like, a decade ago. He had, like, 9 or 10 kids. I shit you not. He had, like, I didn't believe him until I saw the proof. Like, he had 9 or 10 kids from 2 different wives. And he was with his second wife. With her, he had 4 kids, a 5th on the way. And he only worked, he was on some, I don't know what it's called, he was on some government program where, translation, if you have a bunch of kids and you don't make that much money, the government basically, you're set for life. They cover you completely. But you can only work a certain number of hours a week. So I worked with him. He had to be employed to get these benefits. And the way he gamed the system, he would work only 20 hours a week. And sometimes managers would give him more hours and he'd be pissed and start trying to give him away, because if he worked more than 20 hours a week, he would have to report that to the government and they could take away his benefits. So he always made sure if he had extra hours during the week, he'd call out or give them away, because that was how the government was paying. So I was like, wow, like that's insane to me. And I know for a fact he didn't need the, I mean, me and him had private conversation. He didn't need the benefits. He knew he was doing it on purpose so the government would pay for everything. Like, shit like that, you know, that's really shitty, because I mean, there's people out there that really need help, you know? And there's a lot of people out there that really need help that can't get it. Or some people that need the help and aren't even aware that they can get help. There's a lot of stuff that the government can do for you that people aren't even aware of. How do you beat this level? I'll always get stuck. Well, you can watch me beat it. I'm assuming I'm going to beat it, because I do remember beating this part, so we'll see. Funny thing, because of shutdown, everyone was losing food stamps, disability, SSI, until it's up. Yeah, that's... I'm not even going to talk about the shutdown, because, like I said, I don't get political on this channel, but I'll just say this. It's stupid. It's... People are being affected by it in a negative way, and it's a retarded thing to do, but I'll leave it at that. I know people have their opinions on it, and that's fine. Too late, you've gone political. No, anything political I'll say on this channel, I'll make, like, my opinion, my one comment, and then just leave it at that. People will take it as it is. I know people have different opinions, and that's fine. I welcome different opinions, but the problem is when you get political, people tend to argue and get offended. And it's those things where, like, there's no point in arguing, because when 2 people disagree politically, they're always going to disagree politically. So what's the point? You know, just shake hands, play some video games, call it a day. Like I said, I'm a simple man. Oh, God. Get away! Yes. Lizard Man from Soul Calibur has been defeated. In the state I'm in, they recently took 8,000 people off food stamps because they were able-bodied and didn't meet the work requirement. Yeah, I know we were on, it was crazy. Me and my family, we were on food stamps for a little while. It's insane, man. Like, that was when I was at, like, our low... Well, you guys know the story. I talked about it during my 1-year thing whenever I mentioned, like, how I quit my job, and then, like, a month later, my fiance unexpectedly got fired for essentially being pregnant. Like, we didn't expect it at all. We ended up having to go on food stamps for a couple of months, but, like, it was a tremendous help. That's what I mean, like, but when we didn't need it anymore, we reported our income, and the government said, okay, you're done, no more food stamps. Fine, but some people will sit there and milk it. When one crosses into political hell, they can't get out. Yep. Hey, there isn't anything bad about being on food stamps. No, not at all. I mean, some people get mad at people for being on food stamps. I think if you really need it, sure. But I mean, if you're on food stamps and you really don't need to be, like, you know it. You like, those people know who they are. Wait, do I have to go this way? Ah! Ah! I'm not even sure I'm going the right way, guys. Ah! Oh no. Was that all that was that? That was it? I jumped over there just to get gold. That wasn't worth it. Hold on, I feel like I'm getting lost now. Like, everything's looking the same all of a sudden. Where am I? This might be why you haven't beaten this part. I feel like I'm going backwards. Wait a minute, I gotta... Oh, shit. Ah! Alright, see you later, Xenojin. He's slowly getting back to being okay. Political shit did a huge number on his reputation. Who are you talking about? Only flex tape can fix... Oh, are you talking about JonTron? Yeah, I remember that controversy. That was crazy. But that's what I mean, right? Like, when you get political, he's welcome to have his opinions, right? But if a large chunk of his audience doesn't disagree, he's going to do a number on his channel, which he did for a little bit. That's why I say you have to be careful with what you say, because you don't want to offend people. And nowadays, people get offended easily. I just, you know, to me, it's like, if you run a gaming channel, right, or comedy channel, whatever channel you run, like, if your channel doesn't have to do with politics, like, why talk politics? Like, I don't understand. It's like when you watch a certain TV show, right? Like, you watch the TV show, the show's a certain way. It doesn't go into topics that it's not about, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Speaking of alcohol, I need another beer. Yeah, hold on. It's funny you say that, Rogue Dragon, because I'm about to open up number 2, and... Oh, shit. There goes my phone. Even I was on food stamps for a time, but it was only about 3 months. I picked back up and got back on my feet. Yeah, no, and food stamps are great, too. Like, honestly, like, if you need the help... I'm trying to reach my phone. Oh, alright. And it's not like you ask for a certain amount. Like, the government, like, you tell them your income and, you know, housing situation and all this, and then they give you whatever they approve you for. I really don't know if I'm going the right way, guys. Angry Joe's lost a lot of subs talking politics. He lost my respect. Oh! Did I save? Thing about Angry Joe, and I do like some of his content. I like his angry reviews. I think that's really all I watch on his channel, but he's very opinionated, and I think when it's fine having opinions. I think the problem with him is, from what I've seen, that he always feels like he kind of treats like his opinions are fact in a way, and he kind of belittles everyone who disagrees. I think that's really where he made the mistake, and he offended a lot of people. And that's something, like, as a YouTuber, like, you can't do that. Because let's say you have one political opinion, right? Well, half your audience probably doesn't have that opinion. So what's going to happen if you sit there and trash talk them? Consequences. You know, everyone's got free speech, but there are consequences to it. I need to get out of here. This camera's bad in this part. No, little girl! Oh, God. There we go. Hey, Javier, how you doing? Hey, if you want a good action RPG stream, you should give Tales of Berseria a shot. Never heard of it. Original Timeline Part 5 soon? Yes, soon. I don't have an exact date, but I will be working on it all weekend. It will be done as soon as possible. And also Part 6, guys, the finale. I've been working ahead on that too. I have almost all my footage captured for it. There are a few people whose opinions I agree with, but I can't stand because of the way they express those opinions. Yeah. And that's what I mean when I was talking about Angry Joe. Like, it's fine that he has the opinions he does, but the way he expressed them, it came off very, if you disagree with me, you're an idiot kind of thing. And if you're a viewer and you disagree with him, are you gonna want to keep watching that creator's content, you know? I like those old school YouTubers like AVGN more than those big hipsters because the former tend to stay at a pop. Yeah, and that's one thing I really love about Angry Video Game Nerd, or James Rolfe, I should say. I don't know his political affiliation. I don't know a lot about his personal, religious, personal beliefs, whatever the case may be, you know? But that's the way it should be. You know, his channel is about gaming. Keep with gaming. And he's an entertaining guy. Whether I agree with him or disagree with him on other beliefs and politics. Okay, I think I'm going the right way now. The door is closed. You son of a bitch. Ah! Oh, no. No! Ah! I'm making these blind jumps. The camera sucks in this part. Let me catch your guys' comments here. If I had $1 million, my wife would badger me into moving back into the village she was born in. It's funny because if I had $1 million, the first thing my fiance would say is, "Can I quit my job now?" She does not like her job. But I would gladly be like, if I had $1 million, hey, yeah, sure, quit your job. That was cool that Angry Joe did a top 10 disappointing games this year. I have that on my watch list. I haven't seen it yet. He plays a lot of PC games I never heard of, though. I'm sure there's a lot of those on there. Any plans for Mortal Kombat Timeline? Yes. When I don't know, I would love to do one before the game comes out. Problem is, I just don't know if I'm going to have time to do one before it comes out, but I would like to. If not, there will be one soon after. Depends, Mortal Kombat has 2 timelines. I would go over both. Oh, shit! Oh, I thought I messed up that jump. I could have sworn I messed that jump up. God. Yeah, half these jumps I've been making in this level have been just completely blind. Wait a minute, where do I go? Wait, what did that switch do? I should probably save. Is the door open now? It's open! It's open! God! Yes! Okay, so there's a switch here, and it's gonna stop that water from rushing. That's where we're at now. Dick? There we go. Are you gonna try that Ace Combat 7 in VR? I think I will, cause camera. You see what happens? Oh damn it. Ace Combat, I've barely played any of those games. The few I played, I enjoyed, but since it's in VR, I definitely want to check it out because I'm a big fan of VR. I don't have Oculus or anything. I have PlayStation VR, and there's not a whole lot of things worth playing. So I want more games that are worth playing on the PlayStation in virtual reality. Who do you think is the most powerful of all the Belmonts? You know, story-wise, people like to say Richter or Julius. I like to say Simon, because Richter had help, right? Story-wise, if you want to look. He had help from Maria. He got controlled on the second time. Julius had help during the Demon Castle War. But look at Simon, right? Simon, the huge Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan the Barbarian Belmont. He didn't have help. He went on his own with his giant muscles, and if you count all his games, he destroyed Dracula 4 to 5 times on his own without help. So I like to say Simon for that reason. You guys could debate me on that if you'd like. That's my answer. Actually, I'm not going to use my sum card. I'm just going to wait till the daytime, because it's almost past midnight. I believe Richter by canon is the most powerful Belmont, if not Julius. Yeah, see, that's what most people say, based on their magical abilities. But take what I say into context. It makes sense, right? How do you feel about the MK fatalities ending on freeze frames? I don't mind that. I think it's fine. Was a bit of lag there for me. Yeah, I think it was just that part. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm going to have to use the sun card. Damn it. Got to keep track of how many of those I'm using. I think it's the second one I've used. Juice really damn powerful, yeah. Christopher Belmont's beat Dracula twice when it helped as well. But everyone ignores him because he was on a Game Boy game. That is true also. Oh, there's the witch. But a true Fernandez. Yeah, Simon has a whip and one sub-weapon. That's it. Exactly, man. Like, come on. Simon could beat any other Belmont in a wrestling match, I'll tell you that. The power you possess would greatly help us revive the Count. I give you time to consider your choice. Lend us your power in the great work, or rot in hell for eternity. Or I shoot a laser at your face. Didn't Simon have help with Alucard? No, never. That you're talking about Trevor. Trevor had help with Alucard. And then Alucard helped Richter. Simon never met Alucard. Simon has one of the best designs in Lords of Shadows. One of the best. Yeah, I like the way they did the like redo Japanese Simon, which I don't like, but they redid him mixed with classic Simon, and I like what the result was. Another thing too, fun fact here, Lords of Shadow. If you look at Gabriel's armor, that's based off Simon Belmont's armor in Simon's Quest. Something wicked. Does she mean Belnades? Carrie's name is Fernandez. In the original Japanese version, it was Fernandez, and they never... I don't know how they translated it to Belnades, but it stayed that way. Story-wise, the Fernandez clan is related to the Belnades clan, but realistically, it's just a translation thing. Let's not forget Richter needed an 8-year-old girl in a pink dress as a bodyguard, right? Okay, that's the torture room, if I remember correctly. If we count offshoot clans, I would say Jonathan Morris, because he beat the memory of Richter. Yeah, I would agree with that, because that shows his level of power, and the whip didn't drain his life like it did his father. And anyone else that's not a Belmont. He was able to surpass that. Oh god, here we go. Anime Simon was pretty cool. I thought he was alright in Chronicles. Once we got to Judgment, though, I hate that look. The look in Castlevania Judgment, where he looks like a Japanese goth metal star, I think it sucks. I feel like those vampires were so much easier to kill with her than it was for Reinhardt. Dun, 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 dun. So you got to be careful when those camera shifts like that real quick, because you don't know if there's like a pit or something. Oh, this is the part that freaked me out. He looked a lot like Light Yagami from Death Note. Yeah, I didn't know anything about Death Note when I made my timeline, and I talked about him, and I said it looks like some anime, and yeah, everyone and their mother told me he looks like Light from Death Note, and I Googled it, and absolutely right, like copy and paste. Ooh, 26,919 subs, guys. 81 more for 27K. Can we do it tonight? I still don't think we can, but stranger things have happened, I suppose. Laser! Oh. Here we go. Literal bloody tears. You know, makes you wonder if these magical little girls are so powerful in the Castlevania universe, why didn't every single Belmont have like a little magic buddy with them? You know, Jonathan had Charlotte with him. Reinhardt has You know, Carrie, technically. Then you had Maria, like, they all seem to kick ass. Just have an army of magic children. In your opinion, what's the most tough Dracula battle? I say Circle of the Moon. Yeah, I would say Stephen Gardner normally that, but I feel like that is a really hard one. I would put that in number 2. I think number 1 would be Order of Ecclesia. That one is brutal. And Dracula doesn't even transform in that one. He's just big and he's strong. And you have to kill him. It took me a while to figure out that you have to kill him with a very specific move. You can't just keep hitting him. And if you don't do it, he kills you in one shot. Yeah, that fight was really hard. When I stream that, I'm probably going to have some difficulty. I can't wait for the Nitro. Yeah, no, I'm coming up to that. Yeah, shit. You guys may need to remind me of the order. Because, like I said before, I always forget. Do you factor in whether or not Dracula is fully resurrected in regards to the strongest Belmont is? Not really, because every time, like, every game is like, oh, Dracula's at his full power. Oh, Dracula's not at his full power. But then he's still just as easily beaten by any Belmont with a whip, you know? So, I mean, story-wise, I don't think it really makes a difference. Freaking Nitro, man. At least this part won't take as long as it did with Reinhardt. Just because I semi-remember a lot of it. Order of Ecclesia was interesting since that was probably Dracula at his weakest, and he ran train all over that fight. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, Dracula was brutal in that fight. He wasn't messing around. Nitro, then Mandragora. Yeah, and the Nitro... Okay, so I grabbed the Nitro and I put it by the, put it by the wall, right? Yeah. Oh, I forgot I have to kill these bitches. I cannot for the life of me beat Dracula's third form in X Chronicles unless I use Maria. Yeah, Maria doesn't mess around, man. Don't you have to use the domination glyphs to finish him in Ecclesia? Yep. You have to. After you've already damaged him a ton. If you don't, he'll do a one-shot kill at some point and you're done. That's it. So is this a Belmont daughter? No, it's a Belnades daughter. Or a descendant of the Belnades clan. Her mother was a Fernandez. Can Carrie get vampirized too? I think she can. Slide child. I thought Dracula was stronger in Order of Ecclesia because she didn't have the power to truly hurt him and she was only able to hurt him with the Dominus. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Like, the way I like to see it is that the vampire killer is the only thing that could really hurt him. Everything else just kind of seals him away and holds him back for a couple of years. That's my story reason why I like to, you know, say that in the 1800s. Like, he kept popping up over and over because there was no Belmont clan with a vampire killer whip. You know, you were using all these alternate people with alternate weapons, and you're destroying him, and he just kept returning. I mean, it makes sense. Do you know anything about the Castlevania arcade game that was Japanese release? I know that there's an arcade in Oregon, the Galloping Ghost, something like that. I've had a couple comments on my Castlevania videos tell me that it's there, and if I ever go to that state one day, I would love to play that game. I remember Circle of the Moon, Dracula's second form, caused 10-year-old me to break my GPA. Yeah, no, he's brutal in that one. He's just so strong. Wait, guys, do I get the Nitro here? Or do I get it from the other room first? I don't remember. I accidentally pressed jump. I didn't even mean to press the button. Oh, why did I reload my save state? Damn it. I didn't mean to reload my save state. I had just saved. I've heard fans say that Carrie is a descendant of Sypha's, but not Trevor's, and I always thought because Sypha just had a sibling that kid. Yeah, well, keep in mind, she could have had, Like, if you're looking at ancestry, she could have had siblings that she didn't mention. She could have had cousins that were still within her bloodline. And the family bloodline just diverged that way. So, yeah, it's confusing. That way, she technically would still be part of Sypha's bloodline, but not directly. Well, her character's supposed to be directly linked to her, so... I don't know. I wish Konami would release, like, a full, like, lineage showing, like, okay, this is exactly how everyone's related. Because then there's the debate, too, and I got a lot of shit for it on my timeline, because I went with the theory that Richter is Just and, what was her name, Liddy? Was it Liddy? That he is Richter's father. But if you do the math, he could be his father or his grandfather. Or uncle. Like, story-wise and bloodline-wise, it would work for all three of those. So, but I like having them directly linked like that. Did you find the nitro? Yes, I believe I did. But it's funny because, like, the canon detectives would go on my timeline video and be like, he is not Richter's father. He's his grandfather. And I would always comment back. I was like, well, there's no proof of that either. Like, people say it with such certainty. I was like, could be father, could be grandfather, could be uncle. Those are the three possibilities if we're establishing a direct link. But yeah, like I said, I liked him being his father. How do you pronounce Christopher's son name? It's spelled funny. I say Solyu. Some people say Soleil. I like saying Solyu. Really, none of the games have speech, so who knows? I am your father's cousin's nephew's aunt's roommate. What does that make us? Soleil. You'll get your share of That's Not How It Goes. Oh yeah, no. Any of my timeline videos, anytime I, like, not make stuff up, but anytime I add in little details just to fill in gaps or, you know, establish links that the games don't establish, I'll usually get the canon detectives just be like, excuse me, can you have your bibliography uploaded with all your sources, please? And I'll be like, relax, it's not that serious. Just take what I say or don't. Just have fun. Oh god, here we go. Alright, let's try to do it in one go. You guys ready? Here we go. Wait, I gotta get the cam- No! I didn't mean to- Did not mean to slide. Alright, here it goes. You know what that reminded me of? Like, you guys know the slip and slide? That reminds me, like, can you imagine going on a slip and slide and then you just explode halfway down? If you do another Castlevania timeline, will you fit the Netflix show? Yes. And I'm not going to reveal it yet, but I have a whole story, and I thought about it during the series. And actually, a lot of the details they gave us in the series, exclusive to the Netflix series, helps me mentally fit in Legends, and it makes sense. So I'm excited to show that off. Whereas before, Legends made no sense. I'm getting AVGN flashbacks. Alright, here we go. Ever gone on a dry sip? Like, yeah, and all the rocks underneath destroy you. Oh, come on, man. Oh, hold on, I can't. Okay, here we go. Go, little girl. Oh my god, I'm really nervous right now. Yes! She did it in one go! Good job, Carrie. Celebrate! But didn't Lament of Innocence overwrite Legends? It did, yes. And that's why it... Well, hold on, let me take that back. Yes, it did, as in Sonia was no longer the very first Belmont. The problem with Legends is this. The year it takes place. That's the main problem with it. The year it takes place is... I don't remember exactly. I have to look at my timeline again. Or I have to look at the details again. But put, like, 30 years, right, before Castlevania 3. That's a problem. And now in the established canon, because it's established that Dracula didn't really start attacking humanity or hating humanity until Trevor's time, because Lisa, that's the reason he wanted to destroy humanity. Before that, let's say Legends was true, he wouldn't have met Lisa yet. So why is he a villain? How did Sonya come about fighting him? She kills him at the end of the game, so you have to somehow explain that he's attacking humanity, gets killed, resurrected, and like 2 seconds later meets Lisa, changes his mind, then she gets killed. It just is so much going on there that it's impossible for it to work. Yeah, and that's basically why the game just, if you want to look at the canon storyline, that's why Legends just can't work. So when I do my Castlevania 2.0 timeline, in my head I know how to make it work, and it makes sense. You have to do a little fudging around with certain little details, but and another thing too, if you look at the game, there's implications. A lot of people say that the game makes Alucard Trevor's father. That's not actually true, because I've played to beat that game multiple times. If you actually play the game and read through the storyline and everything, they imply that Alucard and Sonya have some sort of relationship. They never fully establish that it's romantic. They can easily be very close friends, right? On top of that, they don't establish that they ever actually got together. So at the end, when Sonya's having a baby, she could have easily just gone back to her village and ended up with a different person. So in no way, shape, or form did it ever establish that Alucard's the father. I can fix Legends. It occurs during or after his war merchants from the anime, and the fight between him and Sonya ends in a stalemate. Yeah, and when I Season 3D, that's one way I like to think about it. If you want to headcanon it, I like to think that it was a smaller scale conflict, and it was more like, you know, Dracula attacking a specific village instead of going crazy on everyone, and then he goes back to his castle, leaves people alone. That way Sonya could still raise Trevor as Belmont, you know? She might have died while they were kicking the Belmonts out of Wallachia, you know? Alright, catch you later, Javier. In other words, just play the game and stop worrying about it. Yeah, Rogue Dragon. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. But, I mean, it's always fun making all these little connections, but yeah. There's no need to get worked up. Am I going the right way? I was like half paying attention while I'm running around. Oh man, hold on. See, I forgot how to get to that one room. I know where I'm supposed to go too. Shit. You guys remember how do I... Oh, I gotta go past the lizards, right? A new video from My Life in Gaming I saw was about the artist who did all the classic Konami covers from 80s to 90s. Ooh, yeah, I definitely have to check that out. If I remember tonight, I'll pull that up on my TV on YouTube later. That'd be super interesting to watch. See, I told you guys, no matter how many times I play this game, I always go the wrong way during this Nitro part. Nitro bullshit. But yeah, going back to the question about the Netflix series. I know I went on a tangent there, but yes, when I do my Castlevania 2.0 timeline, I'm definitely going to use parts of that series. I'm going to mix the story for Castlevania 3 with the Netflix series, just because I think the Netflix series did such an amazing job fleshing out that universe. To where when I did the original timeline, we didn't have all that extra story. What are you most excited about concerning Resident Evil 2 Remake? I'm really excited to see how they're gonna mix and match Claire's campaign with Leon's, you know, because both of them had some different things happening. I want to see how it all flows, because it's going to be a much more linear story, a lot less complicated. And I'm also curious if we're going to get any mention or clues to anything like Outbreak, Operation Raccoon City, any of those side games, are we going to get any even like reference or Easter egg to them? I don't think we will. But that'd be interesting. You know what? I think I was supposed to go this way first. I think I was supposed to trash the nitro. Yeah, I think I was supposed to trash the nitro and go here. I think, see, this is the same mistake I made the last time I played. I'm pretty sure. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. After Resident Evil Remake, they should start doing Resident Evil Code Veronica. That'd be awesome. I wouldn't mind a remake of that. I actually really like that game. But I feel that if they do another shit! Damn it. I feel if they do another Resident Evil remake, it'll be for Nemesis though. Each of their campaigns are about 10 hours. Whoa, oh yeah, no, I heard that for Claire and Leon. I heard that in Resident Evil 2 this game is over twice the length of the original. That's awesome. I want a really long game. Which means I'm probably going to be streaming it for a while. Which I don't mind. Will you be using time travel? Oh wait, I never got why Nintendo decanonized the Hyrule story manga. Yeah, I kind of ignore what Nintendo makes canon and not canon, because I feel at the end of the day they're not even sure like what they're doing as far as like tying things together. Secondly, I feel Nintendo doesn't really care about that. I think they did it more just to appease some fans that want everything tied together, so they just like, because if you look hard enough, there's plot holes all over the damn thing. All over that timeline. Will you be using time travel in our alternate timelines to make Legend fit? No time travel, none of that. I think I can make it fit logically within the universe without changing too much. Also, would you argue the canceled game was canon, further cementing time travel element? I would like to put that in there, because, you know, if you think about it, the side game, or Resurrection, could just be like some extra game. I don't feel that would affect anything else. So maybe I'll bring that up. Alright, I'm going to dump this nitro. Speaking of Resident Evil 2 Remake, just played the demo before stream and I'm hyped. Yeah, it's freaking amazing. You think Resident Evil 8 will feature Leon and Jill? I would love to see Leon and Jill in a campaign together. Because we haven't seen them meet on screen. Where can I dump this shit? I'm looking for the garbage chute. Oh, there's one. There's an Outbreak reference in the Resident Evil 2 demo? Oh, well, which one are you talking about? Among all others. Because I mentioned in my video of it that, well, the reference I noticed was the statue. That in the demo, you have to move the statue. You have to get the 3 medallions, and there's an underground passageway under a statue. That's not from Resident Evil 2. That was not in there at all. That was directly from Resident Evil Outbreak. Is that what you were talking about? Hey there, I enjoyed your videos on Castlevania and Resident Evil. I'm happy I'm able to catch you streaming. Welcome, Peter. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I think I went the wrong way, guys. I think I'm on the right track now. To one of the characters named David, I believe? I didn't notice that. But yeah, the statue, the underground passageway under the statue in the lobby, completely a recreation of the passageway from Outbreak. In Outbreak, Officer Branagh, one of the other rookie officers, goes out there to get help during the police station campaign. How many seasons do you think will stick with Trevor and how the series will jump to the Belmont? I don't know. I feel like maybe another 1 or 2 seasons, because I feel like they're going to start their version of Curse of Darkness in the next one, and then continue it in the one after. And I could see them being done with Trevor after that. I feel like afterwards they're going to jump right to Simon, though, because he's popular. I hope they just slow down and follow the Belmonts in order. I want to see Christopher, because like someone said before, he's from one of the Game Boy ones, so he doesn't really get a lot of respect. But I want to see Christopher done. God, here we go. These dicks. Resident Evil 4 is far from perfect. Sorry, but Ashley was... I hate Ashley. It's like, Leon! Leon! And then sometimes they drag her away. I hate that. Like, when I'm playing a Resident Evil game, I don't want to protect anyone. I just want to be killing monsters. I hope they do another Belmont. I hope it's not one of those things where it's just like a 3 or 4 season series with Trevor and then they're just done with it. I want to just keep going. I want everything. I don't think I'm going to like their take on Curse of Darkness. I don't know how to feel. It's too early for me to judge what they're doing, but there's no doubt that it's going to be very, very different. They've already changed crucial events. And even adding Carmilla in the mix, like her and Hector, that was all completely original for the series, because, I mean, Carmilla wasn't in Castlevania. She didn't appear until Simon's Quest in the video game, so her entire role in there was fabricated, so that's going to affect things. And the way they're handling her looks like they're making her out to be an extremely important character. What's with the Ashley hate? Not all women are fighters or brave like some men. No, see, my hate with Ashley is that I had to stop and keep protecting her from crap. I think they might drop Alucard and replace him with Grant in Season 3. I don't know if they're going to replace him, but I'm telling you guys, Alucard was the guy at the end. The blonde guy that got mutated. That's Alucard. Or, I'm sorry, that's Grant. They made Hector far too weak for my taste. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people complain about that. I don't mind it because, keep in mind, the Hector we're seeing in the Netflix series, if you're comparing him to the games, you can't really do that, because in Curse of Darkness, that's 3 years after Dracula's death, and he met another woman, he's been living there, like, that's 3 years later. This is Hector, like, we've never seen him in the game at all. So that's why I didn't mind what they did with him. Because, I mean, the guy, timeline-wise, he's got 3 years to develop. Adi Shankar said he wants to do Soma. I'm not a Soma fan at all. But you know what? It's part of Castlevania. So yeah, I want to see it. What are you drinking? I'm drinking a beer called Goose Island. I don't really have a favorite beer. Honestly, I just go to Publix. You guys probably don't know what Publix is. I think it's only a Florida grocery store. I usually see what they have, like, buy one, get one free, and I'll just buy whatever. I like getting all the different craft beers and trying them. Have you played Serio Castlevania Fighter? No, never heard of it. Castlevania Fighter. I'll have to check that out. It's the first time I've heard of it. In the games, the Devil Forge Masters were said to equal death in strength, whereas Hector here could be taken out by the angry redneck in the bar. Well, I mean, keep in mind, though, like, is it really that much of a badge of honor saying you were strong as death? Because he gets beaten pretty easily, too, in the games most of the time. Give me the keys, lizard man. Oh, he's not going to give me shit yet. Yeah, no, I'll drink any kind of beer, really. Alright, now I gotta get the Mandragora, which I don't... Oh! Ooh, which I'm not even sure I remember where that was. You cannot defeat the power of a child! Ah! Don't I get the Mandragora in the torture room? Wait, did that guy give me the keys? Do I have the keys? Chamber key. I do have the keys to the torture room. Death dies a lot, yeah. Did you throw holy... Yeah, I threw holy water in him. He deserved it. He was in my face. You want some? Come here. Take a shower, bitch. Oh, crap. I need my roast chicken. I'm drinking Bud Light Lime and Lucky Buddha. Nice. Yeah, I like drinking beer when I play my games. It just goes hand in hand. Not all the time, but I'm a huge Soma fan and would look forward to an anime version of a 3D game done by Platinum Studio. I guess his kids have plot armor in Castlevania. Isn't that the truth? Oh my god, my heart just stopped. I jumped and I forgot, like, I forgot that I could. I hate having to kill these lizardmen over and over. Fabian, what's your least favorite Castlevania game? Probably Simon's Quest, honestly. I really don't like it. I don't find it fun. You know, it's a lot of wandering around, really, and a lot of empty spaces. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a shitty game like a lot of other reviewers say. It's my least. And also, I don't like a game that I can't beat without using a guide. And I always need a guide when I play that one because I can never remember where to go. And the clues in the game don't help very much. You know, and when it comes to things like that, I don't find it fun. It's a fan-made fighting game using 2D models. Oh yeah, no, I have to look that up. That sounds awesome. Will you ever play or review Dream Mix Fighters TV with Simon? I haven't even heard of that. If I check it out, it's pretty cool. Why not? My least favorite game is probably Castlevania. Is probably Haunted Castle. Yeah, the Fleamen. God damn, the Fleamen in Haunted Castle are the absolute worst atrocity in any video game in history. I can't stand the Fleamen in Haunted Castle. Like, Simon's such a fat sprite, and then you have the other Fleamen that are also fat sprites, so they're really hard to avoid. I can't. I was infuriated when I played that game. By the way, I haven't made any decision yet, but what Castlevania game would you guys like to see next that I haven't streamed yet? 2D or Symphony of the Night style? If you're new to the channel, I already streamed Symphony of the Night, so probably won't do that one. And I've done Castlevania 3 and this one. So just to get an idea of what people are interested in seeing. And eventually I'm going to do all of them, like I said. You thick bitch. Lots of people streaming tonight. Anyone else streaming that we know, Adrian? Or who else is streaming? I know, I was watching Goblin stream the other day. You and Goblin always stream at the same times. So whenever you guys stream, I'm always like jumping between both of you guys. Circle of the Moon. There's a Circle of the Moon, Bloodlines. Curse of Darkness, Circle of the Moon, Dawn of Sorrow. It's pretty... Okay, so there's a lot of different opinions. Well, whatever I decide to stream, just know if you want me to stream one, it will eventually happen. Never even heard of Haunted Castle before coming to your channel. Could I get a quick synopsis? All it is, it's basically just... It's like Castlevania 1. It's Simon, but an arcade version of Castlevania 1 in a way. It's Simon on his wedding day. But the game didn't use the Castlevania name. I don't even know why they did that. Actually, in Japan, I believe it did have the Castlevania name. It's just in the U.S. Oh, you... I hate you. Oh, no. Oh, no! No! Chicken! Oh, beef. I guess make a poll. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll make a poll. Because I did a poll last time, and that's how I decided to do Symphony of the Night. It was funny because everyone wanted Circle of the Moon, and then, like, I checked the next day, and Symphony of the Night had surpassed everything by, like, a wide margin. I was like, damn. Yeah, I'll do a poll. That's a good idea. Order of Shadows? I'm going to do that one eventually. He did Lament of it. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say that. Yeah, I did Lament also. Curse of Darkness will be a long one. Probably, because I'll probably have to grind a little bit. Actually, I might grind a little bit when I'm not streaming. Like, when I'm not streaming, I'll grind some just to level up. Because that's a game that's, if you don't grind your Pokemon, I call them, it's a bitch. Wait, which game was about an actor portraying Simon Belmont on set, then the set became haunted and real monsters started showing? What are you talking about, Fred? Nightmare on Elm Street, The New Nightmare? Well, at the time, Konami wasn't trying to make a franchise. That, and back then, these companies didn't really care about forming a cohesive, connected story. They're just like, oh, look, Simon, another adventure. Haunted Castle available on PS4. Yep, and I'll probably end up streaming that sometime on PS4. I think it was like $3. It's one of those Arcade Archives games, so they're dirt cheap. This music, though, yeah, this music's fantastic. Now I'm playing Power. I didn't enjoy it when I played Circle of the Moon, but I shut up because this game is my favorite in the series. But that's, see, I've heard mixed things about Circle of the Moon. It's funny because, like, I like Circle of the Moon. I think it's a fun game. And I like the fact that it's another, you know, it's not a Belmont. And according to Konami's official whatever, that's like a, they call it a guide and a side story, you know, separate universe. But I like the fact that you're playing as, like, different Belmonts. And it's during a time when Belmonts were no longer around, right? So I think that's what made it really unique. Even though at the end of the day, you're still playing as a dude with a whip. But I like Nathan Graves. And that's a game that I never really hear Castlevania fans say they kind of like it or kind of don't like it. I hear people say they hate it or they love it. Like, people have strong opinions on Circle of the Moon. I enjoyed that one. If you guys hear a baby crying, I apologize. That is probably my daughter getting a diaper change. This Haunted Castle PS Now thing. No, that's on PS4. If you go on the PlayStation 4 store and search it, it's part of Arcade Archives. Those, like, random ass arcade games they have on the store for like $3. It's funny, when I was a kid, I never saw a Haunted Castle cabinet anywhere. I didn't know about that game until I was older because of emulation. But no, I never saw it with my own eyes. And it's funny because if you look at the cabinet, like, if you Google image it, like, the cabinet kind of looks like shit. It was just a ghost screaming. Okay, we're making good progress. Oh! We're making good progress on this wall explosions. See, I guarantee you I'm going to play this game like a year from now and I'm going to completely forget what to do in this part. We are at 26,931 subscribers, guys. So I need 69? 69? Wow. And the next Ninja Gaiden game should be there. Okay, yeah, I gotta remember that. I keep forgetting that that game exists. I'm not even sure if I played it. I love the infamous Game Over screen. Maybe when I stream... Alright, I've streamed Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2 already for NES. Maybe what I'll do the night that I stream the third game, which I've never beaten, so that should be interesting. That game's ridiculous. That one's going to be a save state game, guys. I'll tell you that right now. But, maybe that same night I'll also stream the arcade game. Because Nintendo games usually aren't very long. That audio pop, yep. That is non-perfect emulation. Carrie's just standing there like I just did that. Yep, I just committed a crime. Committed arson in Dracula's castle. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, this is the planetarium. This is the cool part. I like this part. Man. And Monday also, guys, we are finally going back to Mega Man. I know, a couple weeks off there at Mega Man. We're going to finish off... Well, I've never played Mega Man ZX Advent. For those of you that have played it, is that beatable in one night? Like 3 or 4 hours? I don't think it is. Because the first one definitely wasn't. So that might be 2 streams. But we'll be starting ZX Advent. And after that, we'll loop around to the Legends universe. If you remember a Ninja Gaiden game that you kill a bunch of Jason Voorhees clones, you're thinking of the kid. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I played that one. Haunted Castle was... Haunted Castle came out in the U.S. also. Did you know that's actually a game that introduced Julius' theme? Yes. What is it? Heart of Fire, I think it's called. Line up the goddess statues, yes. Gold was 2, red was 4, and then it was 8, right? Why is the prologue in Symphony of the Night called Final Stage Bloodlines? Bloodlines probably because it sounded fancy, but Final Stage because it's a recreation of the final boss battle on Rondo of Blood. Ninja Gaiden Black would be a great stream. Hard as hell, but good God is it sad. Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to stream that one sometime. And this goes for the people that are fairly new to the channel. If you guys ever see me stream a game that's part of a series, like Ninja Gaiden, right? You can expect me to eventually stream all the games in that series. So, Ninja Gaiden, I've done Resistance 1, so I'm probably going to stream Resistance 2 sometime soon. Just nonchalantly buy roast chicken from a stranger in a briefcase, yep. Like, is that briefcase just warm? Like, does it keep things warm? Okay, the seal's done. Now I just need to blow that up. "4 hours by Nintendo complete." Which game are you talking about, CLW? Are you talking about ZX Advent? It might take me a little longer because I've never played it at all. And some of you have told me that the map, because what took so long in the first game was the map system. I think what I'm going to do before I start the stream is print out a map of that game, because that helped out during the second playthrough. Master Ninja put hair on 13-year-old me's chest. Yeah, those Ninja Gaiden games are hard as fuck. Like, they don't mess around. So we can expect you to stream the Zelda CDI. I want to stream those games. You know, it's fun. No, I want to stream those games one day, like blind. I want to review them sometime, but when I play them the first time, I would love to stream them, so you guys can get a genuine reaction from me. I need to find a CDI emulator. I've never messed with one. I'm sure there's a CDI emulator out there that's easy. Favorite piece of music from Castlevania? Easy. Bloody Tears. I love Bloody Tears. I need more Mandragora. The whole chat is going to need beer for that one. You're probably not wrong on that, man. Like, I'm going to need a couple myself. I do want to go back to streaming some more classic games here soon. Oh, wait a minute. Let me save here. Pretty soon I'm going to be streaming Final Fight. I'm going to do Final Fight 1, 2, and 3 in one evening. We'll have a big, like, beat 'em up Final Fight night. That's going to be fun. If you guys don't know, Final Fight, by the way, is my second favorite game of all time. I'm a huge Final Fight fan. Streets of Rage, I put it just a centimeter underneath Final Fight. God. Where did I find the Mandragora? Wasn't it in that room? Which version of Bloody Tears? Good question. I don't know. I like all the renditions. I don't know specifically which ones I like, honestly. Just like every freaking version of Bloody Tears they play just sounds awesome. It doesn't matter what version it is. I also really like Richter's theme. Basically the one from what was it called? The first level in Rondo of Blood. Final Fight is the first beat 'em up I ever played. Yeah, it's a good one too. You probably find CDI emulator, same shady part of the darknet. You have to go find Star Wars Holiday Special. Wait, do you guys know? Did I pass the Mandragora? Wasn't it back here? I have bad short-term memory with this shit. Dude, you have the Capcom beat 'em up bundle. Yes, I do. I think what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna play, because I've done a Let's Play of the arcade version before, and I love that version. But I think what I'm actually gonna do is play the Sega CD version, because I've never played that one, and I've heard that that one is actually, when it comes to the soundtrack, that one blows away all the other versions. And I heard it myself on YouTube too, and the Final Fight CD soundtrack, it sounds pretty damn good. So I'd like to try that out. And then Final Fight 2 and 3, of course, those are Super Nintendo exclusives. Mandragora's in the first hallway. Oh. So I gotta go back. Oh! Yeah, you're right. You're right. I need the torture room key. Or I need to go to the torture room. Oh, Christ. Do I have to fight you again? Stop it. Burn in hell. I'm also planning to do a Contra stream soon. I think what I'll do with Contra is do Contra and Super Contra. The arcade version. Maybe I'll do both arcade versions and then the NES versions back to back. Or what I might do is just do Contra and Super Contra and NES and then Contra 3. We'll see. Because I've been dying to play the Contra games on stream. I want to try the Final Fight fighting game on Saturday. You know, I've never played that one. I want to check that game out. Final Fight the Revenge. I've seen gameplay footage, but when I was a kid, I never owned a Sega Saturn. So I missed out on like a whole generation of Saturn games. What about the Double Dragon game when the main villain sings a song when you beat him? What? Which one is that? I don't remember that. There's so many Double Dragon games, though. There was a really good Double Dragon game based on the movie. Even though the movie was shit, I don't like the movie. But they had it was a fighting game on Neo Geo, but it was actually good. It was based in the movie universe. I think James and Mike did a Let's Play on that. I'm not sure. I vaguely remember that. Contra Rebirth game would be cool. Oh yeah, no, I gotta stream that for sure sometime. I have that on the Dolphin emulator. If I get to 100 subs, I'm gonna play the 3 Ninja Gaiden game without save states in one run. Ooh, that's gonna be a challenge, Shendel. By the way, I subbed to you. I saw you streaming Final Fight earlier. Double Dragon. Oh, yeah, you're talking about Double Dragon Neon. I'm an idiot. I just streamed that recently. I was thinking about classic Double Dragon. I think Double Dragon fighting game you're referring to is in the PlayStation. Oh, is it? I gotta check that out, because if it is, I'll download that game. That game was great. Hello, welcome Julio Mario. Welcome to the stream. I wonder if Nintendo will bring back the Rebirth games and make more now that the eShop's dead. They need to. They need to bring back Castlevania the Adventure Reboot. Another game that, if they release it on the Switch to download, I would gladly pay for. Then replay again. And that game's truly lost, like, without emulation. There was no physical version, it was only on WiiWare, so... There's 3 Double Dragon fighting games. I know the one from the movie, for Neo Geo, and then Double Dragon 5 The Shadow Falls, which I used to like. That was based on the animated series. I don't know of a third one, though. If you didn't know, there's a concrete square that has a bunch of roast beef that you can break in the elevator room. Ooh. I gotta remember that. Thank you. Can I make you a moderator of my channel? Yeah, if you want me to be a moderator on your channel, yeah, I'd be fine with that. Die, 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 die! God. One for the SNES is based on a cartoon, one for Neo Geo on the movie, and one that's also Neo Geo on the arcade that isn't canon. Rage of the Dragons? I've never heard of that one, actually. I gotta look that up. Oh yeah, T-1000 is the bad guy in the Dragon Ball Double Dragon movie. I really don't like that movie. I've been wanting to review that movie for a while, but it's hard for me to sit through. Like I like the Mario Brothers movies and Street Fighter. I genuinely enjoy those movies. I think they're funny as hell. They're great. They're great shitty movies. They know they're shitty. But Double Dragon, like, I just think Double Dragon movie to me is boring. I don't know. I'll rewatch it for review purposes. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I think it's boring. RoboCop on WCW, rated R movie character on a TV PG wrestling show. I talk about that all the freaking time. RoboCop and wrestling. Anytime my friends bring up wrestling, I'm like, the best wrestler is RoboCop. And they're like, that doesn't count. But, yeah, that's funny because I always talk about that era as being the era where rated R movies could be marketed to children. Now people would throw a fit and politicians would rush to Congress and try to make laws to keep movie studios from doing that. But think about it. Back then, like, RoboCop animated series, Rambo animated series, Rambo. Like, come on, man. Those are the golden days. So then they brought in another R-rated character with Chucky. Yep. It was a better time. That's why, like, my kids, like, I don't... This might sound irresponsible. This is another thing. If I was a big YouTuber, I would have videos made about me. But, like, I don't really care what my kids, like, you know, watch or play. Like, my son, he's 9 years old, right? Like, even though he's really not interested in playing, like, violent games or watching, he likes the kiddie stuff still. You know, he likes Mario and Kirby and all that. But, like, if he wanted to play Mortal Kombat or, like, Grand Theft Auto or something, like, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother me just because, like, at the end of the day, you have to know your kids. You know, I grew up playing that stuff. I know the difference between fictional and you know, non-fiction. You know, you know if your kid is going to be a psycho, if you should let them watch violent stuff or not. But, like, I don't know, you keep kids in a bubble, and that's like... I have a friend, actually, that he grew up in a bubble. Like, he couldn't do shit. And now he's scared of everything. He can't watch horror movies. He just can't handle things like that. And it's like, that's what happens, though, if you raise kids in a bubble. You know, they're not exposed to it. Rambo teaching kids life lessons and murdering people. Yep. Hey, he's saving the world. One bad guy at a time. Have you ever played the Dead Space series? Absolutely, and I plan to stream it sometime, because I've never finished Dead Space 3. If you treat kids like they're stupid idiots, then act like them. Yeah. Nitro. But, like, even the other day, like, what was I playing? Like, I think, this was a while back. My kid was playing, or he was watching me play something. What was it? It was like Gears of War. It wasn't Gears of War, but let's just say it was. It was something with guns. Right? And he wanted to watch me play, and he's 9 years old, you know, whatever. You know, like I said, when I was a kid at that age, I was playing Doom and Mortal Kombat, so he was in my office here watching me play, and I took the chance as a learning experience. I told him, like, hey, before you see me, you know, blow away these bad guys in violent fashion, just, you know, I took a moment and explained to him, like, you know, guns, and obviously this is an oversimplification for children, but I was like, you know, guns and shooting people in real life is bad, right? Like, you don't do that, but in video games and movies, like, it's okay because it's fake, right? And, like, he's like, oh, I know, like, I take a second to make sure he understands. So, that's what I mean, like, you have to know your kids, and you have to take a second to teach them things, instead of just, like, covering their eyes and being like, no, you can't look at that! Keep them in a bubble, they won't be ready for the real world. Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. My mom let me watch Terminator, RoboCop, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street when I was a kid, yet I did not curse or swear after watching them or playing violent games. Yeah, see, for me, my parents... Okay, my mom didn't like me watching that stuff, but they never really stopped me. And they would still buy me, like, Mortal Kombat 2 for, like, Christmas, you know? So it's kind of thing, like, they're like, oh, you shouldn't be playing that stuff, but, I mean, you're not preventing me. And I used to stay up late at night. Like, my sister was in high school when I was, like, 8 or 9. So she'd stay up late watching, you know, late 80s, early 90s, you know, horror movies on TV. She'd fall asleep on the couch, so I'd be sitting there watching them, shitting my pants, and I grew loving them. But that's what I mean, like, and it didn't mess me up. Like, and now it's very rare when something scares me. Like, I can sit through the worst horror movie and I barely jump. But that's just an effect of just kind of being desensitized to them. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. You know if your kid's gonna be a psycho, very sure. That's what I mean. Yeah, like, come on, like, realistically, parents out there that have these kids end up being psychos, like, you probably had some indications, or you probably thought that before. Yet media wants you to stop all violence in movies and games. This really is the cause of crime. Yeah, but see, what was causing crimes before video games and movies existed? You know, like, I don't know. Like, that's a bigger conversation to have, but, like, there's some humans that are evil by nature. And yeah, and I agree that sometimes video games can... What's the word I'm looking for? If someone's already a lunatic, right? And they play something like Doom, sure, they might get the idea to go blow someone away. But if it wasn't Doom that gave them that idea, something else would have. It's the fact that this person was a lunatic to begin with. No, you can't see the Rain Corps in Return of the Jedi. I'm not gonna lie, when I was little, I don't know why, but that Rain Corps scene scared the shit out of me. Like, it really scared me in my core for some reason. When I grew older, I was like, oh shit, the Rain Corps is awesome. But when I was a little kid, I remember seeing it before I even knew what Star Wars was. It scared the hell out of me. When he grabbed the Gamorrean guard and just chomps on him, I was like, oh! Everyone from my age watched Friday the 13th and Elm Street. Yep. Yeah, all of us, I'm telling you, all of us kids in the early 90s, like, we all grew up watching those movies. Unless you had parents that were very overprotective. There's some people, yeah, that happened. And my mom didn't want me to watch Dexter's Lab when I was a kid. That's like the most innocent show. What program do you use to make your intro? my intro, I actually didn't make it myself. I honestly, I don't know how to do that. I wouldn't know how to. I actually paid to have it professionally done by my brother-in-law, actually. Shit. My brother-in-law is actually a professional graphic designer. Like, he actually does work with big companies, and that's his job. And he does freelance stuff on the side. So, anytime I need, like... I mean, I do all my thumbnails. All my thumbnails, that's all me, because I can Photoshop. That's not a problem. That's just basic when it comes to... you know, creating content. But when it comes to, like, creating, like, video intros, I don't know how to do that, honestly. So I pay him and he does it for me. You can't really change people's mental states that they have grown up with as a child. Yeah, and I'm not going to say 100% of it is parenting, because I mean, in all reality, some people arrive on this planet broken. I mean, you know, some people grow up and they can have the best parents and they be serial killers, you know. But in general, you know your kids, you know, and a big chunk of who you become is how you were raised. So, I mean, that's what I believe, at least. So that's how I try to treat my kids fairly. I don't keep them in bubbles. I'm just like, you know, I'm a simple man, like I say. The way you live your life, the way I try to teach my kids to live their life, just don't be an asshole, don't hurt others, respect everyone. You'll be happy. To this day, Oompa Loompas from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory cause chronic depression for me. I'm for real. Oh my god, no, they're pretty scary though. My dad didn't care what I watch as long as they're... Oh no, yeah, I agree with that. Like, my kids, I'm not gonna let them sit there and watch something that has, like, you know, gratuitous sex scenes. You know, that's where, obviously, as a parent, you gotta draw the line. But if it's just like my kid, like, he wanted to see Deadpool 2, fine. And I remember there was this outrage that, like, parents are like, oh, you're a responsible parent if your child sees Deadpool too. But see, to me, it's just like, my kid knows the difference between real and fake, and, like, Deadpool's just, like, killing people in these comedic ways. It's a comic book thing. Like, it's not like it's a horror movie. I'm real loose when it comes to parenting like that, though, you know? Like, I know my kid's not an asshole and he's not a psycho, so it's fine. Hey, I just want to say thanks for still streaming during the evenings on Friday. Oh, no worries, Freddy. Thank you for that. Yeah, if you guys don't know what he's talking about, I did a poll the other day. I was thinking of switching to daytimes for streaming, just because, in all honesty, it's easier for me, and I'll get a little more time to spend with my family, and I don't need to stream at nights. I did nighttime streamings before because I had a day job, but now I don't really need to do that because I kind of make my own schedule now. But I know that there's a lot of you that can only tune in at this time. But also I know there's others that can never watch my streams because of when I start them. So I kind of did like a halfway thing. I'm going to keep my streams. Nothing yet. Probably in February. So what's scheduled now stays the same. But I'm going to keep Fridays the same. When new games come out, I'll stream them out right away. But Monday streams are going to be in like a month or so. I'm going to be switching those to daytime. That way there's a whole another crowd that has a chance that wants to watch my streams live can watch them. So I figured it was a good compromise there. And of course, any of you, if you can make it during the daytime, you're welcome to come back during the daytime too. But yeah, Fridays aren't going to change. Those are going to stay the same. People may think evil thoughts, but some people have good conscience, which says no, not good to do in real life, and that's what separates bad stuff from video games or movies. Yep. Never let anyone tell you how to raise your kids when it comes to this watchdog crap. Yeah. Like I said, I don't pretend to know anyone else's kid. And I appreciate when people don't make parental decisions for me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button with all of your strength. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any new content. You can follow me on social media or go into my community tab for updates. And for as little as $1 a month, you can support the channel directly on Patreon. This is Fabian. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.